What's up, family? Welcome back to Truthville, USA. I am Q. I am so excited because we are winning. You guys can say it with me. Guys, I'm so excited because the Supreme Court finally came down and made a ruling in favor of Trump, in favor of America, slapping the activist judges in the face. If you guys have been paying attention this week, you guys know that the leftists are really good at the using the situation, using manipulating the people, using tactics like propaganda, using tactics like empathy and sympathy and fairness, right? Even though they don't care about any of those things, the thing that they all care about is stuffing their own pockets, right? And so this week, they were trying to neuter Donald Trump into ending the shutdown without ending the shutdown, because they all came out and they said, "Oh gosh, we're so worried about children. We're so worried about Americans going hungry and blah 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 blah." And at the end of the day, we come to find out that it's not so much them being concerned about hungry people. They've shown that what they're concerned most about is their slush fund. These hundreds of billions of dollars that are going to insurance companies that are somehow funneling their way back to these politicians because of the Obama era and COVID era subsidies that have been coming. So if Trump shuts these subsidies down, that means that the insurance companies are not going to be paid as much for providing substandard care, but it means the Democrats and the rhinos are not going to get their kickbacks and have their slush funds available to them. That is why they are fighting so hard against Donald Trump right now. So these activist judges came out last week and they said, you must fund SNAP. You must fund WIC. You must feed these hungry people. Trump says, okay, fair enough. Where's the money supposed to come from? I can't appropriate funds, which is a constitutional issue, right? He wasn't lying. And the judge comes back and the judge says, you need to use the monies set aside who are already appropriated for kids' lunch programs. Huh? So what? How are you supposed to use the money that is set aside for kids' lunch programs to feed the children when they're at home? What do they eat when they're at school? But then the other side of it is, I thought that was a legislative branch issue, not a issue that was supposed to be settled in the court system. I didn't think that was a judicial issue. So how can you, as a judge, tell Trump, the president, how he needs to appropriate funds and what parts of the shutdown or what parts of the government need to be funded and what doesn't need to be funded? That is not in any way constitutional. For one thing, I challenge you to show me anywhere in the Constitution where there's a SNAP program listed, where the government is supposed to provide food for its citizens. Food stamps. I don't remember seeing that anywhere in the Constitution, but if you see it, please let me know. But certainly I haven't seen it. So how is a judge going to rule on that anyway? And the other part is, why do we have 43 million people receiving food benefits? That's a little weird to me, wouldn't you think? But I was so excited that the Supreme Court came back and said, absolutely not. We're going to put a hold on this. We're not going to allow a lower court to force the hand of Trump to use monies that are not appropriated for one thing to pay for another, to buy the Democrats more time to continue to spread their buffoonery. I love it. I appreciate it. We're winning. Guys, don't lose hope. Hold the line. I'll see you guys next time. Be blessed.